Hello everyone, my name is Layla. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am coming at you with a how I stay happy in college video. And these things are just things that work for me, and so you can take this as inspiration. You don't have to do all of these verbatim, especially since situations differ, majors differ, colleges differ, all of those types of things. So just wanted to say that, and now we'll get started with some of the things that I do that just keep me happy. I also want to say beforehand actually that I am not going to act like I am happy all of the time. I am in a season right now to where I feel like though I have been stressed and though there have been times where I was sad, even blatantly so, like maybe like 1 or 2 days, I have been able to bounce back a lot quicker than I would have been able to in the past. And I have been able to have a more productive type of stress and a stress that I can work through, good types of stress. And basically I have learned how to manage my poor emotions and focus more on the good ones. So some of the things that I do, first of all, is to not invalidate my emotions. If I am feeling something, I'm feeling it. I will try to identify why. I will identify if what happens warrants my reaction or not. And I will think about things before I act. And basically allowing myself to feel, it's actually made me trust myself more. So I can be more honest with myself about what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. And even if I have messed up with something, I will know, and I can trust myself also to be like, yes, you are upset about this. Yes, you can change it. Or yes, you can do this differently next time. Another thing that has been keeping me happier is not overloading my schedule. This time last year, I was taking 8 classes at once.
I will never recommend that.
I don't know what was going through my mind when I did that and when I thought that that would be okay. I was very stressed. And now I have myself on a strict 5 class limit. And I would say don't set your limit to where you think other people's limits would be or normal people's limits would be, because I get how like 5 is like still a lot. So if you need like 4 class limit or even like a 3 class limit, if your college will allow that and if it's like all 4 credits, do that. Do what you need to do. That's another thing with not invalidating my emotions, is not invalidating my needs. If I need less, I will do less. If I need more, I will do more. And for school, I needed to learn how to take less classes so I could put in more effort. So it's more like quality over quantity. So I could have more quality work and I could learn more and I could use that more for future clients as opposed to taking this many classes so I could graduate earlier. It's not like I die faster. Like that's honestly been my life's motto more recently. It's like if I'm trying to like reach all of these like life milestones early, it's like what happens if I reach all of those? I don't die any sooner. Like, what am I just going to do? Sit there for the next 40 years? No, I'll be fine if I reach those whenever I reach those. So I'm still a pretty busy person, like by average standards. However, I am not as busy as I know would stress me out. And if I have found that something will stress me out, or if I really sit down and think about it, has been another thing for me. Because I used to struggle with impulsivity when it comes to like making commitments. Like, yes, I won't just do this for you once. I'll do this for you once a week. No, I think about things now. And I really think about how it's going to affect me mentally, physically, emotionally, because we're like burnout and chronic stress will affect every other part of your life. So I am feeling like I finally learned how to not be doing the most. I talked about this in another recent video, but I have prioritized my family, and I feel like also, like I said in the last video, so I won't get too much into it, but a lot of people in this time of their lives are not close with their family or their loved ones, or if they are taking it for granted, and I do not want to do that, because if you are close with your family and you have a family that you can love and receive love, just cherish that, because not only do some people not have it, but days will change where you don't. Our parents are getting older as we get older. Our little siblings who we love so much and are itty bitty, they are getting older as we get older. So just taking the time to appreciate those things. Which gets me into my next thing, which is gratitude. I randomly take time during my day and just look up. Like if I'm walking, I usually like walk here, or I'm looking at my phone or something. Sometimes I just look up, and as someone who's legally blind, if I take my contacts out, I can't really see that well. So I always like have them in. So when I look up, and I'm outside and I look at the trees and I can see individual leaves, knowing that I would not be able to see that if I didn't have my glasses in, it just makes me so grateful. And if you live somewhere pretty, just gratitude. And it just makes me like, wow, this is what the world looks like. This is what God created it like. And also like a cup of tea. Like sometimes I'll be drinking a cup of tea and then I just stop out of nowhere. And I'm like, man, I have finally learned how to just sit down and relax and enjoy a cup of tea. And I have the time to do so. Or at work, I can say, oh, I have a job working at the writing center that I actually like. How many people can say that they love their first job, and that they love it, and that it is an emotionally safe space, and that they love their boss and they can go to their boss for advice? So just things like that. Like, I don't have to like do a whole like gratitude journal, any of that, but just periodically throughout my day, just realizing that where I am is actually a pretty good place to be. So making sure that I eat healthy and move my body. I do not do either of these things 100% of the time, because finding a balance, I have really been focusing on balance, is what you're kind of hearing me say a lot, is that yes, I will eat healthy, but I will also eat unhealthy sometimes. I will move my body and I will exercise, but I will not be doing that every day. I will do what I feel like I need to do in that moment. Another way is praising God. That is gratitude with a direction. Basically, like, my gratitude is going up. It is going to him, because it is from him that all blessings flow. And just taking that time to really say, yes, I am here. Even on my bad days, saying, I'm glad that I have what I do have. I am glad that I have a roof over my head. I am glad that I have something I can film on. An electronic, period. I'm glad that I have that. I am glad that I have my faith and my salvation. I am glad that I know that I am never alone. Things like that. It feels also really good to give it to the one who deserves it, because I feel like sometimes we put a lot of praise and a lot of pressure and emotional pressure onto those around us, when we can only really be filled from God. So that's my 2 cents on that. Taking time to rest and relax. It took me a long time to figure out how to do this, but I have been doing this more recently. I will have my time during the day. I will have my alone time, to where I am just watching YouTube or reading, and I'll usually be drinking tea while doing either of those things. And it's just really good for you, even on a scientific level. But I kind of touched on that in a different video. It is really good for my emotional health to trust myself. I feel like a lot of this has to do with trust, but now I feel like I have the emotional trust, and my body has trust in me to know that when I am overworked, I will rest. Because I feel like if your body doesn't trust you, it will freak out, basically. That is why, for some people, if you skip one meal, your body will start freaking out. It's like, oh my gosh, you're starving us. What is happening? But if your body trusts you to feed it when it gets hungry, you're probably not going to have too much of an adverse reaction. But there could also be like a plethora of other reasons that could happen. That is just one example, is that I know that I will rest when I need to, and my body knows that as well. So though I am still tired and I could like literally always take a nap, I am not chronically fatigued because I'm overworking myself and because I haven't given myself time to rest. And I am not irritable with other people because I have not emotionally recharged. Being kind. So this is honestly nothing new to me, but this is just something that I want to talk about, because if you want to see more smiles from people, make more smiles, okay? Compliment people. Be kind to people. Don't walk around with like a sour face, frowning at people for things that didn't happen to them, snapping at people for things that have nothing to do with them. Be kind. If you want to see more smiles, make more smiles. And then it seems like the world's happier. Oh, cleaning. I feel like it's like usual for college age human beings to have a messy space. And yes, that is fine. My space is messy right now. But I have been cleaning a lot more often, and I'm a much cleaner person than I was a while ago. And that is because I not only find value now as I get older in having a clean space, but also what that brings me emotionally. People say all the time, clear space, clear mind. And yes, in a sense, that is what happens. Like, you will get more stressed out the more you live in a mess. But also, like I said, I trust myself now to where if I see a mess in my place, I know that I'm not going to leave it until it's this big anxiety to clean everything. I trust myself to clean it when I have the time to clean it. And I know that I will. And so having built that discipline of cleaning, it makes me feel good. I actually feel good like while I'm cleaning now, and I actually kind of like it now after having the discipline to do so, because I know I will feel good, and I know that I'm doing something good for me, and I am being a good steward. Just stopped filming out of nowhere, but basically the last thing I was saying, I know I said something else, but I can't remember it at this time. So the last thing I was saying was appreciating every season during its time, because I really really hate cold. I despise the cold. But there are some things that we can do, like buying fun fall clothes and filling up my Pinterest board full of fall activities and fall photography, and that's great. And I really, really hate the weather in December, but I'm just gonna focus on Christmas, and I'm just gonna bundle up, and I'm gonna focus on the new ways I can take care of myself because I get dry when it's cold outside, so I can just put a little more Vaseline on my hands, a little more moisturizer on my face, and I can bundle up. I can spend a little more time inside, snuggling with my cat and watching good movies with a hot drink and just romanticizing that time. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna cut off again, so I'm just gonna make this a quick wrap up and say thank you so much for watching this video. I am a life coach now, so you can email me down below and set up a meeting with me. The first one will be free to the first 10 people who reach out to me. So yeah, I am very happy that you watched this video. Please like and subscribe so you can see more of me. Bye!